All right, today we're diving into something called essentialism, and it's this really powerful but super simple idea, the disciplined pursuit of doing less, but doing it way, way better. We're going to break down how you can focus your energy on what truly matters to get, well, more meaningful results in your life.
Does this sound familiar to you? You're stretched in a million directions, you're constantly busy, your to-do list is a mile long. But when the day is done, you kind of look back and feel like you haven't made any real progress in the things that actually matter. You are not alone. This is the classic trap of the non-essentialist.
And this visual really says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the non-essentialist. Their energy is scattered everywhere, making just a millimeter of progress in a million different directions. But then, look to the right. The essentialist channels all of that same energy into one single, focused arrow, making huge strides on what truly counts. It's a powerful reminder that not all effort is created equal.
So what is essentialism really? At its core, it's the disciplined pursuit of less. It's a mindset that's built on a really profound trade-off. Every single time you say yes to something, you are by default saying no to countless other things you could be doing. And what that means is your yes is incredibly valuable, and you have to start treating it that way.
So, how do you actually do this? Well, the path to becoming an essentialist is a pretty simple three-step journey. First, we have to explore and figure out what's truly essential. Then, we have to get the courage to eliminate everything that isn't. And finally, we build systems to execute on those essentials, making it as effortless as possible. So let's dive into that first step.
Okay, so step one is all about exploration. I mean, before you can focus, you have to know what to focus on, right? This whole process is about finding those vital few things that truly matter amongst the trivial many that, well, that just don't. The first tactic is maybe the simplest. Just look. I want you to act like a journalist who's reporting on your own life. When you look back at your week, what's the lead story, you know? What activities or moments really stand out as the most impactful or the most meaningful? Those are the clues. Those are the breadcrumbs leading you to what's truly essential.
Next up is something we often dismiss as frivolous: play. We tend to think of it as a waste of time, but essentialism sees it as an incredibly powerful tool for exploration. Play literally broadens your creative options, and it's a direct antidote to stress. It even improves key brain functions, like planning and prioritizing. So play isn't a distraction from what's essential. It's one of the best ways to discover it.
And this one? This one is absolutely non-negotiable: sleep. Think about it. Your greatest asset for making good decisions, for doing anything really, is your own mind and body. Sleep is how you protect that asset. Without enough of it, your ability to even see what's essential just plummets, and the quality of everything you do suffers.
So now you need a powerful filter to decide what actually gets your precious yes. And author Derek Sivers has the perfect one. If your gut reaction to an opportunity isn't an immediate, enthusiastic hell yeah, then it has to be a clear no. There is no lukewarm middle ground. Only a tiny percentage of things are going to pass this test. And, well, that's the whole point.
Okay, so once you've explored what's essential, you move into the second phase, elimination. And this is where the courage really comes in. It's all about mastering the art of the graceful no so you can cut out everything that's holding you back.
But let's be honest for a second. Why is this so hard for most of us? We want to be helpful, right? We don't want to disappoint people. We've got a fear of missing out. Saying no just feels socially awkward and, well, kind of unpopular in the moment.
But you have to think about the trade-off here. Every time you say no to something that isn't essential, you are trading a fleeting moment of short-term popularity for something way more valuable: long-term respect. Over time, people learn to respect your time, your focus, and your boundaries.
So how do we actually do it? Well, it starts with daring to say no, but doing it firmly and gracefully. It also means having the guts to uncommit from past mistakes. You know, that project you said yes to 6 months ago that's just not a priority anymore? You have to think like an editor, always looking for what you can cut to make the whole thing better. And finally, you can be proactive by setting clear boundaries from the very start. That way you limit the non-essential requests you even get in the first place. And that brings us to the final step: execute. Now that you've identified what's essential and you've eliminated the rest, the goal is to build a system that makes doing the right things, well, it should feel almost effortless. The key here is to subtract friction. I want you to look at your process for doing important work and identify all the little obstacles that make things harder than they need to be. Then, remove them. The goal is to transform that feeling of trudging uphill into the smooth, easy momentum of walking downhill.
There are 3 big keys to making this happen. First,
Build a buffer. Always give yourself extra time and extra resources to handle the unexpected. Because, let's face it, the unexpected always happens. Second, focus on progress. You want to create momentum with small daily wins instead of waiting for some huge breakthrough. And third, establish a routine that becomes a trigger for deep, focused work so that it becomes automatic.
And to help you maintain that focus in the moment, you can use this simple acronym, WIN. It stands for What's Important Now. Don't dwell on what happened yesterday. Don't stress about what might happen tomorrow. This one question constantly brings your attention right back to the present and helps you act on the single most important thing you can be doing right now.
So, as we start to wrap this up, it's so important to understand that essentialism isn't just a productivity hack. The ultimate goal here is to move from simply doing essentialist things to truly being an essentialist at your core.
The goal is to move the practice of essentialism from something you try to do to your very core, so it becomes your default way of operating. Over time, you work to expand that essentialist core, shrinking all the non-essential noise until it's just a tiny, tiny fraction of your life. Because ultimately, essentialism isn't just something you do, it's something you become. It's a fundamental shift in how you see the world, and it leads to a life with more meaning, more focus, and honestly, a lot more joy.
And that leaves us with one final question to really think about. This isn't about some grand plan for tomorrow or next week. What is the one non-essential thing, a meeting, a task, a commitment, that you could eliminate from your life starting today?